You want to see my mom and dad, Paul? I want to see my mom and dad.
Who was in the All-Star.
Hey, look,
He dropped 60 points in 3 quarters.
she's gonna show you my mom and dad.
Okay.
It's a little bit blurry.
Dad,
That's in front of my house.
that's your dad and your stepmom.
Can't concentrate on mine.
Like I said, I can call in you individually, or we can have a written test.
It does a great job of simplifying, going ahead and rotoscoping Now, it doesn't do all of the steps for you. It takes away some of the more time-consuming steps and allows you to then go in and refine the results that you get. Here's how it works. In this case, I've got my shot, and I want to go ahead and modify the background a bit. Let's take that.
It's what is that thing called that when you're getting rid of like the gain and the colors, the stuff? What is that called?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
You know the stuff, that video that he was doing. He got all the reddish stuff.
The grain.
The grain, yeah.
Yeah, that's the noise on the grain. It's really sharpening it up. Sharpening.
Yeah, I just wanted to know because I wasn't paying attention yesterday when y'all started talking about that.
Shot and put it over a copy of itself. And the goal here is to blur the background. So with that selected, I'm going to apply a little bit of a blur. I'll just do a fast blur. Repeat my edge pixel and defocus the background a bit. And then darken it down so it's not so distracting. Just do an exposure adjustment and pull it under a little bit. And since that boosted the color, since we made it darker, I'll take advantage and pull down the vibrance a little bit so that we don't have the dominant colors there coming through on the bulletin board. But of course, that destroyed my subject, but that's okay. He's on his own layer above. If I double click on that, I can go ahead and cut that out to its own layer. It's on its own layer here, and I'll choose the roto brush. And to do this, I just want to paint over my subject. Now, don't go right up to the edge, but do trace around your subject, including putting a line down the center of the face. And it should do a pretty good job of detecting edges. If you look very closely here, you'll notice that the effect is only applied to the first few frames. So you might need to drag that out for the duration of your shot.
What
As
did
you
he
jump
just
forward,
use?
it will continue to analyze the shot and attempt to detect the edges. This works pretty a big thing.
For those of you that are continually not paying attention, I said that I was going to go over the videos again because he goes through them so fast, so that way we could revisit the stuff that he was talking about. So are you clear now? Doc?
Inside of After Effects is the roto. It does a great job of simplifying, going ahead and rotoscoping an object. Now, it doesn't do all of the steps for you, but it takes away some of the more time-consuming steps and allows you to then go in and refine the results that you get. Here's how it works. In this case, I've got my shot, and I want to go ahead and modify the background a bit. Let's take that shot and put it over a copy of itself. And the goal here is to blur the background. So with that selected, I'm going to apply a little bit of a blur. I'll just do a fast blur. Repeat my edge pixel and defocus the background a bit. And then darken it down so it's not so distracting. Let's just do an exposure adjustment and pull it under a little bit. And since that boosted the color, since we made it darker, I'll take advantage and pull down the vibrance a little bit so that we don't have the dominant colors there coming through on the bulletin board. But of course, that destroyed my subject. He's on his own layer above. If I double click on that, I can go ahead and cut that out to its own layer. It's on its own layer here, and I'll choose the roto brush. And to do this, I just want to paint over my subject. Now, don't go right up to the edge, but do trace around your subject, including putting a line down the center of the face. And it should do a pretty good job of detecting edges. If you look very closely here, you'll notice that the effect is only applied to the first few frames. So you might need to drag that out for the duration of your shot. As you jump forward, it will continue to analyze the shot and attempt to detect the edges. This works pretty well, and you can easily change the view. Clicking on the pink icon here switches it to a cutout view over the transparency grid. Or I can go ahead and click on the alpha overlay to see a Rubylith mask. Or the black and white icon here to see just the alpha channel. So it's really up to you. And as you click through, it will attempt to analyze. If at any point the edge needs some touch-up, just paint to add another stroke using the roto brush tool. If you need to subtract, you can hold down the Option or Alt key to erase. And continue to click through, jumping forward a couple of frames each time to see if the results work for you. Now at this point, it's looking pretty good, but there's always room for improvement.
Where's the Option key?
We always tell it to the other.
Drag that out for the duration of your shot.
He says it on both Mac and Windows.
As you jump forward, it will continue to analyze the shot and attempt to detect the edges. This works pretty well, and you can easily change the view. Clicking on the pink icon here switches it to a cutout view over the transparency grid. Or I can go ahead and click on the alpha overlay to see a Rubylith mask. Or the black and white icon here to see just the alpha channel. So it's really up to you. And as you click through, it will attempt to analyze. If at any point the edge needs some touch-up, just paint to add another stroke using the roto brush tool. If you need to subtract, you can hold down the Option or Alt key.
So every time, I always put both commands, but the Option is always the Alt. And the command is always the Control. So if they ever say command, click, it's Control, CT, or the CTL, CTRL or whatever, click. CTRL. And then the Option is always the Alt.
To erase. And continue to click through, jumping forward a couple of frames each time to see if the results work for you. Now at this point, it's looking pretty good, but there's always room for improvement. Depending on your version of After Effects, the refined controls for roto brush will vary. But either set that you have is still going to help it make it look a little bit better. If you're using After Effects CS6, you'll see some refinement controls over here that you can just click on, and then take advantage here and use some of the Refine Edge Map controls. But with After Effects Creative Cloud, you're going to want to click and choose the Refine Edge tool. This allows you to be a bit more specific of where the refinement occurs. So I'm going to click and paint over the edge of his pyramid. And let's do this edge right here. There we go. Now, that did a nice job. Let's jump back a little bit. And you'll note that it only did it at that point of the frame. So herein lies the mistake that a lot of people make. Let's choose Undo really quick and remove those strokes. And instead, we'll come up to the very first frame. Now, with the Refine Edge tool, if I paint, it's going to create refinement that will carry across all the frames in the composition. There we go. And you can now take advantage here of some of the smoothness and any feathering that you need to make that look believable. Let's take a look at that over the backdrop. that hair looks absolutely fantastic now. I could switch back to the composition panel to see him recomposited over his own background. You'll see that I dramatically simplified that, and it looks a lot better because the background is now not as distracting due to the dominant green color that was back there. While this looks really good, we can actually take advantage of a couple of advanced options to relight the scene and make it look that much better. One of the cool things.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna pick on you, Doc. What is a roto brush? What's it used for?
To blur out the background.
Oh,
Yeah, the background. Oh, that's what works.
How about you, Reagan?
What's the question?
What is a roto brush? What's it used for? You just said it. You watched it twice now. Okay. So I guess I'll just go down the line. Yeah, what's a rotor brush? What's it used for?
And roto brush is used to
I don't know. Okay.
Like you like outline something and then like better and so on.
What you call?
I'm good, man.
what's a roto brush?
Roto.
Roto brush.
And it's to like make the clear background like
It is. When he was, that's when he was sharpening the background.
Oh,
I
that's
just
a
saw
warm
him do
stabilizer. Ain't that right?
I heard him say something like to make the clear background look better or something like make it look. I was listening to my wife.
I was just providing him
Next question I
Let's see
have.
if Tyler can save you guys. Tyler with the rotor brush.
Basically what it does is like, you can outline
That's for
or paint over something that you want and it'll make the edges and an outline. Basically, right?
Close.
Somewhat.
I just saw him outline the guy's head and he looked at that.
It's better than saying nothing on that.
So specifically, the rotor brush is used to cut out an object on its own layer. Okay, specifically, and he said it in the very beginning,
It's like Photoshop works.
pretty much. Now listen, he says it right in the very
Thing
beginning.
about After Effects is its ability to do 3D lighting. Now you might be thinking, how is this scene 3D? A big hit inside of After Effects is the rotor brush. It does a great job of simplifying, going ahead and rotoscoping an object. Now, it doesn't do all of the steps for you, but it takes away some of the more time-consuming steps and allows you to then go in and refine the result that you get. Here's how it works. In this case, I've got my shot, and I want to go ahead and modify the background a bit. Let's take that stock and put it over a copy of itself, And the goal here is to blur the background.
To create a copy, all you do is do a control C and a control V, which is why you can do anything. But you just hit a right click on it, and then after you right click on it, hit a copy, and then right click again and open space to paste. But you use the shortcut keys on the keyboard, which is control C to copy and control V to paste. Just so you know.
Control
So,
C
with
to
that
copy, control what to do to paste?
P is to paste.
Okay.
I'm gonna apply.
And that applies to almost every application that's out there. If you're in Word, Excel, pretty much anything that you're in a browser, if you're copying a URL, which is the web address at the top, you do a control C when it's highlighted, it will copy it. If you do a control V, it will paste it. That's universal in just about every single application.
Okay. In that video that we're watching right now, he put the man in a separate layer. How did he do that? Is it just because he was already on a separate layer, or he put him on a second layer?
Right here, that's what I'm telling you. He created 2 layers. He has the original layer, which is number 1, and he created a second layer, which is number 2, by doing a control C on the first layer. And then in the box here, he did a control V, which created the second layer. So that way he could modify stuff on the second layer and then still have the overlay of the first layer. And then the rotoscoping to cut him out of the first layer, so that way this can be his head sitting on top of the second layer.
Okay. With a blur, I'll just do a fast blur. Repeat my edge pixel and defocus the background a bit. And then darken it down so it's not so distracting. Do an exposure adjustment and pull it under a little bit. And since that boosted the color, since we made it darker, I'll take advantage and pull down the vibrance a little bit so that we don't have the